Welcome back. There's a live look at the Oregon coast, a pretty view of the surf there from our Inn at Spanish Head Resort Hotel camera in Lincoln City. Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. Ending a marriage is never an easy decision to make, but if you do decide to divorce, there are steps that you can take to make the process and your future easier. We welcome the author of the new book, Relationsh, a practical guide to stepping out of fear, navigating big relationship change, and living your best life, Brooke Box. Welcome, Brooke.
Thank you for having me.
I love the title of your book. I can't quite say the whole thing on daytime television, but it's awesome.
I know, thank you. And you're wearing the perfect colors for the book.
Thank you. Yes, this is very nice. Okay, so tell me your story and what inspired you to write this book and help other people.
Well, as I say, I'm a proud survivor of an amicable divorce. And the way that my ex and I handled it was really applauded by family and friends. And people kept telling me, you should write a book, you should write a book, you should write a book. So I wrote a book.
That's awesome. I mean, how often do you talk to people where that word amicable, it seems kind of rare when you hear divorce stories?
Exactly. Divorce gets a bad rap. And even when there's good ones, think of conscious uncoupling, people still don't agree with that either. So I'm just trying to shed light on it, that it doesn't have to be bad. Everyone doesn't have to be miserable. Both parties can end in a joyful manner and have happy lives, happy, healthy lives after a marriage ends.
What's a good place to start if you're kind of feeling like you might be ready to make that decision? It's really scary for a lot of people. What do you say are the first steps to take?
I think that, just jumping off that ledge is the hardest part. And so for me, I would say talk to people, surround yourself with friends and family who give you real advice. And then really spend time alone so that you can learn to trust your gut. And then you just have to take that baby step. And for me, it was just starting to visualize a life on my own. And so I would drive around and look at real estate. I would imagine what it would be like to come home to a space that was just mine. And so all that seems scary at first starts to not feel as terrifying when you just take a little bitty step every day.
Yeah, that's a great way to kind of reframe how you're thinking about it. What about having kids in the picture? I know that's just more complicated. How do you protect them and make it a better experience for them as well?
I think that, we really tried to walk the walk and not just talk the talk as far as putting our kids first. And so my advice is just love them through it and be open and honest and really, really listen. And so I talk a lot in the book about listening to them and spending time. And our only rule from the beginning was you can't just go off into your rooms and isolate. You have to come and talk to us and tell us how you're feeling. And that really helped everyone communicate and feel safe. I think it helped the kids feel safe. And then we just tried to create an environment where we got along and all loved each other. And so we were still a family. It was just a different type of family.
That's a great role. How do you find the courage, or how do you encourage other people to find the courage to make these big decisions and start a new life on your own? It just seems so overwhelming.
Oh, I know. It is overwhelming,
Yeah.
and it's terrifying. And like I said, it's just biting off one little piece a day. And so I would say read books that inspire you. Journal a lot. A gratitude journal is a great place to start and really focus on what you love about your life rather than what you don't. And then you start to implement things daily that really align with what you want and what you're grateful for.
Do you find situations where maybe one partner really wants this to be amicable and respectful and calm, but maybe the other partner doesn't agree with that? And how do you handle that situation?
Yeah, I was really lucky. And like I say all the time, this process to be amicable takes two mature and willing adults. And I was really, really fortunate that my ex was on board with that. I would say that you always have to take the high road, and taking the high road is not easy day after day. But especially if you have children, there's just no other way, in my opinion. And so again, I would surround yourself with people who are supportive and agree with your mission, and just do your best every day. And of course, if you need help outside of your friends and family, there's always therapy and church and everything else.
Sure, lots of options to find that support. And I think that would help too. My next question was kind of about how do you handle expectations and fear of judgment from the outside world, but maybe surrounding yourself with the most positive people. That's a great place to start.
Well, and I talk about this in the book. There is a stigma associated with divorce, and being suddenly alone after a long marriage is hard. And so I think, again, it's just sticking to your authentic self, being true to you, trying to model to your children love and compassion for them, And then really, again, it's just surrounding yourself with people who are supportive. And every day you get stronger, and every day you realize that being single is not so bad.
Yeah, and every day you learn more and more in parenting and co-parenting. What's that like for you today?
It's great. And we really have a rhythm now. The kids are pretty accustomed to it. And like I said, I'm really lucky that I had a willing spouse who went along with this mission of mine to make sure it was amicable and that we put the kids first. So co-parenting has been great. You know, we were together for a really long time, and it would be difficult to just suddenly end that. And so we've been really fortunate that we can remain friends and take care of our kids.
Yeah, all those years together, there's still got to be love and respect somewhere along the way that you can tap into even in the difficult moments.
Well, and that's what I say. The one thing, if you were with somebody and you had kids together, whether you can't stand that other person today, the one thing you can agree on, the beautiful thing you created are those kids. And so make sure that you honor that by choosing love, by choosing maturity, and by choosing to take the higher road.
Great advice. Thank you so much for chatting with us today, Brooke. It was great to meet you.
Thank you for having me. Great to meet you.
The book, again, is Relationsh, and we'll have more information on our website at ka2u.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.